All right, well, we've got enough to go hunt. We've got a north wind, and I can open my eyes again. So we're excited. Got a cool show going up this week. Got Owen's hunt with the Genesis buck. And I guess the first thing to show you guys is we did kill our first deer of the year. The 8th, I think is what it was, 9th, one of the two. We shot a doe out the gridiron, and we did have our first mishap on the old double punch. Happens to everybody who ever films a hunt. We got it out of the way. However, we can still show you what it was. It's a really cool tree. And we technically did get it on the action camera. So we'll play that for you real quick. When we come out of it, you're gonna see us on our way down to a piece of public land. I'm gonna head back to a big woods that Dave and I actually hunted late November last year. And we're gonna just quietly, slowly make our way back into these hardwoods. I came across a scrape line last year, saw a couple good bucks that night. We're just trying to get out in the woods and not gonna waste a day. So show you that doe hunt, and we will see you down on some Iowa public land. Just don't let her see us, we'll be okay. Can you reach in and grab it from here? Just dead rolling on this one. That's fine. Are you good? Yeah. I don't think she's gonna go far. Are you not recording? Or are you not? Okay. All right, well, the first arrow release of the year just occurred, and it's also why we come and hunt early season, because, you know, I've put us in a position to be behind, being indecisive on a new farm. We looked at a few trees, decided we'd come back to this tree that we're in right now as our bailout when we walk by. And a doe stepped out here, and she was 30, 31, and that was my first release with the new bow. And it felt good. I mean, she ran at least 100 yards, tail tucked, you know, dead run, so we'll have to see. It felt good. I mean, it looked like lungs to me, but, you know, Paul's a little upset right now because he did what every one of us has done at one point, which is didn't hit the record button, and that's, just get excited. That's what it is. Can't get the arrow back, and I can say this. It's the first deer I've killed in 2 years, so I'm very excited about that. And I can also make a guess. Paul will never double punch again. It's better on a doe than a 180. Hey, you're fine. It's all good. You want to document this moment for yourself, though?
You have one job. And Andy, you said I'd do it on a deer like I did with those turkeys. Well, it didn't take me long.
You know, we do our very best to adhere to getting stuff on camera because we like it. We want to. And in theory, it should be on this camera. I had this run the whole time. But I got the shakes, man. I just hope I made a good shot. We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Track her without camera. To me, the up and down was perfect. It was the left and right. Could be it. I mean, she had that tail tucked, rump was carrying. So, that's good stuff right there. All right, well, as you can see, we got her all tagged up, and that's gonna wrap up tonight. It was a quick hunt, a little bit chaotic, and at the end of the day, it just feels good to get a doe down. Couple of things. Number one, she went about 50 yards across the fence here, and that is why Paul did not come along to film. In Iowa, you have the legal right to track blood with the hunter, but no other folks could come across. So I got her, drug her back. And number two, one of our favorite takeaways is that the tree we found, I think, is going to set up good for the future. Really like that for that pre-rut time frame where you're going to see a lot of cruising, a lot of crossing back and forth. And I think using a decoy and a south wind will be a very, very good location to do that. So felt good. Tagged the first deer of the year. It's actually the first deer I've shot in 2 seasons. And yeah, October 8th on the board. All right, well, as you can tell, we're in the hardwoods here. And Paul and I were just talking about it's like walking on marbles with all these acorns. And we are gonna keep pushing forward. It's risky, but with how hot it is, I want to get us absolutely close to where I'm assuming these deer are bedding for the chances of a daylight activity encounter. And the closer we can get to that side of the ridge, our wind will be a little bit stiffer. So, one of my favorite things about public land, you don't want to hunt stupid, but you try what you want to try and you let the luck fall how it goes. But we got about 90 yards more to where I want to get to. But I think we're in a good spot. Okay, well, we're set up here October 13th, and we are deep in the Oak Flat. As you saw on the walk in, there are acorns littered everywhere. And we're set up exactly where Dave and I were November 22nd of 2024. We got northeast wind that is gonna cut this way, and I'm expecting our deer to be bedded on the backside of this knob in front of us. When we were in here last November, what ended up taking us this far was if you pan to our east, the woods are much more open. Got those big towering oaks that are dropping all those acorns. And then if you pan to the west, the understory just completely thickens up. And, while I think it'd be nice to be another 50, 60 yards in the thick of things, we're right on the edge of it, downwind side of it, which, mainly we're just hoping these deer are going to be working out to those acorns. So before we wrap up here, I just want to wish a huge congratulations again to Justin Rediker and Nolan. Their buck yesterday in Kansas was it was just one of the coolest phone calls we've ever gotten, and haven't gotten to become really good friends with those guys. I mean, we said it on the phone last night, but it's pretty cool, the technology we have. Get to celebrate like you're there in Kansas with them. And episode of Owen's Genesis buck just went live on our semi-live series of Midwest Whitetail. And we're full steam ahead. It's October 13th, it feels like November 7th. Hopefully, we can add a great hunt to the mix. Yeah, great boys and girls. I mean, does it get any better as a deer hunter? As a kid, that right there, I was always like, all right, time to pay attention. The deer getting up, that's their alarm clock. We'll see if that plays any truth. Oh. It's always spring, isn't it, Drake Lamb? Well, it is now 9:30, and as you saw, lonely acres, as our good friend Philip Culpepper would say. Saw 0 deer, a lot of squirrels. Beautiful spot. I mean, you can envision that that's going to be a good spot come late October through the rut. And I'm glad we took a chance and rolled the dice. The only thing I wish I would have done is taken a just non-cell camera and put it up there and picked it up after the season, because I do think that there could be a good buck that goes through that area. But ultimately, the biggest takeaway right now is why we chose to do that is just because even though we had the north wind switch, temperature's still pretty high, and it just wasn't enough of a change that we felt like it was worth going to take another shot yet again on the gridiron. And wouldn't you know it, the big 9 did get closer. He was on that scrape again pretty aggressively. 7:45. Right before that, the crab claw buck walked through at 7:35, and so that's telling me that a couple of things. Number one, the buck is the dominant deer in the area. He is definitely starting to core up a little bit there, and I think based on if the photos from last year are the same buck, we're gonna have a decent shot of him spending more and more daylight time on the property. And two, it just kind of continued to confirm that this buck, when he's close, you know, because we get him anywhere from, well, tonight would probably be the earliest we've ever gotten him, 7:45, but also 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever. It's on north winds that he is bedded closer, for sure. As I mentioned tonight, 7:40. You talk about the time we sat the redneck on our first hunt of the year. He was like 8:15. So, I mean, he's still 40 minutes after legal shooting time there, but got a massive weather front on Saturday, Sunday. Plan right now is Casey may go out there and hunt. He's got an early muzzleloader tag, so if he does, we'll pivot and find something else to do. But if he chooses not to, my hope would be to hunt Sunday night, northwest winds, gonna be right after a rain on Friday, potentially into Saturday, hunt that scrape line. I might even take a buck decoy. And then step 2 would be, if we don't kill him, hunt that morning. We've got a spot that we call the Octagon Trail that I think we could get back in there. The sun's gonna clear on Sunday morning, and we should have thermals working in our favor. And then step 3, hunt Sunday night. That's a good front. It's the middle of the month, but you know, if he's in there, and I think that that'll be as good of a trigger event for him to be in there as any. And you know, you never know. Start creeping in the back half of the month to get that first hot doe discussion. But hope you guys having some good hunts of your own. Really appreciate you watching tonight, even though there was really not much to watch. But that's part of it. I mean, this blog is not about seeing a big deer every time. Just about going hunting, having fun, and Paul and I accomplished that. So stick with us. One of these days, we'll be able to say that we shot a buck too. Good luck out there.